Gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ according to John, chapter 11, beginning at the 45th verse. Many of the Jews, therefore, who had come with Mary and had seen what Jesus did, believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what he had done. So the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting of the council and said, "What are we to do? This man is performing many signs. If you let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him, and the Romans will come and destroy both our holy place and our nation." But one of them, Caiaphas, who was high priest that year, said to them, "You know nothing at all. You do not understand that it is better for you to have one man die for the people than to have the whole nation destroyed." He did not say this on his own, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus was about to die for the nation, and not for the nation only, but to gather into one the dispersed children of God. So from that day on they planned to put him to death. Jesus therefore no longer walked about openly among the Jews, but went from there to a town called Ephraim, in the region near the wilderness, and he remained there with the disciples. Now the Passover of the Jews was near, and many went up from the country to Jerusalem before the Passover to purify themselves. They were looking for Jesus and were asking one another as they stood in the temple, "What do you think? Surely he will not come to the festival, will he?" Now the chief priests and the Pharisees had given orders that anyone who knew where Jesus was should let them know, so that they might arrest him. You know, pragmatism is a quality that is often admired in political leaders. In this morning's gospel reading, we have an example of a rather deadly form of political pragmatism. Caiaphas, the high priest, declares to his fellow religious leaders, "It is better for one man to die for the people than for the whole nation to be destroyed." Jesus was threatening the status quo, therefore he should be eliminated. This particular individual is expendable for the sake of the nation as a whole. That outlook of considering one individual as expendable for the sake of the perceived good of the majority is not unique to the time and place of Jesus. It has always been around and is still around. It is the opposite to the outlook of Jesus. For Jesus, the individual was everything. Jesus is the good shepherd who calls his own by name. He called Lazarus from the tomb by name. He called Zacchaeus down from his tree by name. He called Mary Magdalene outside the empty tomb by name. The individual was of infinite value to Jesus. The Lord calls each of us by name. We are each precious in his sight. He also wants us to call on him by name, just as the good thief did on the cross when he prayed, "Jesus, remember me."